Hello and welcome to the big picture. The Aadhaar bill has been passed in the Lok Sabha and is on the verge of being declared a law virtually. With the bill passed in the Lok Sabha having been tabled in the Rajya Sabha, it's now a matter of time before it will become a law, even if the Rajya Sabha does not discuss or pass it. This is because the bill, before it was taken up in the Lok Sabha, was declared a money bill by the Speaker, thereby obviating the need for the Rajya Sabha to pass it. Though technically Rajya Sabha can discuss the bill and suggest amendments, it is not incumbent on the government to accept it. What are the repercussions of the Aadhaar bill now having been passed as a money bill? We will discuss it today with Nilotpal Basu, Central Committee member of the CPIM and a former MP, R.K. Sinha, BJP MP in the Rajya Sabha, Rajiv Gowda, Congress spokesperson and MP in the Rajya Sabha, PDT Achari, former Secretary General Lok Sabha, and Sanjay Hegde, senior advocate in the Supreme Court. Welcome to all of you. Mr. Achari, first coming to you. What are the precedents for this kind of what has happened? That a bill is declared as a money bill and then passed in the Lok Sabha, thereby making the Rajya Sabha almost redundant as far as this bill is concerned.
The money bills, there are so many money bills which are passed by the Lok Sabha and transmitted to the Rajya Sabha. In fact, the Constitution of India prescribes a certain procedure for dealing with money bill. A money bill can originate only in the Lok Sabha.
Right.
Then, after it is passed by the Lok Sabha, it is transmitted to the Rajya Sabha for its recommendations. So, Rajya Sabha will consider it and make recommendations with regard to the amendments. Rajya Sabha will suggest certain amendments. So, sometimes they may not suggest anything, but it will come back. And then, if there are amendments suggested by the Rajya Sabha, the Lok Sabha can accept it or may not accept it. Now, if no amendment is accepted by the Lok Sabha, then the bill will be deemed to have been passed by both the houses in the form in which it was passed by the Lok Sabha. Now, this is the precision. Now, so far as money bill is concerned, now that is creating a little confusion everywhere. What exactly is a money bill? Money bill has been defined under Article 110 of the Constitution of India. It deals with certain matters. It says a bill which deals with those matters. For example, the imposition of tax, abolition of tax.
Imposition, abolition, remission alteration or regulation of any tax.
And then Government of India's financial obligations and custody of the Consolidated Fund of India, etc., etc., etc. Article 110, 1, A to G deal with the matters relating to money bill. But the most important, the key word in that provision is only. Only. That means a bill which deals with any of these subjects.
A bill
only.
the bill that contains only provisions dealing with the following qualities.
And that means if the bill contains other provisions also, which are not incidental to the main provision. We must see the difference there, If the bill contains any of these items and then incidental provisions, then also it is a money bill. But if it contains other provisions which are not incidental, then it is not a money bill.
So in this case, in the present case, as far as the Aadhaar bill is concerned, what do you think of it?
It is not a money bill at all.
It's not a money bill at all. Okay. Mr. R.K. Sinha, Mr. R.K. Sinha, why Mr. Achari, as former Secretary General, says that this Aadhaar bill, which has already been passed in Lok Sabha, declared a money bill by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, he feels that it is not a money bill. And it obviously, when he says that, and many people have said it, it has been declared a money bill only to avoid the Rajya Sabha. How do you react to it?
No, I don't think that it is a justified comment, because Constitution provides that the Speaker of the Lok Sabha has the prerogative and powers to examine and declare any bill, whether it is a money bill or not. Once the Speaker declares a particular bill as money bill, the matter ends. If there is any question raised after Speaker's decision, I don't think it is justified and it's a matter of discussion at all.
Okay. Nilotpal, this is.
Can I just
I'll let Nilotpal react. I'll come to you. Nilotpal,
No, I think,
see, this is a political issue also. It's a procedural issue. It's a legal constitutional issue. It's also a political issue.
constitutional issue, sir. Naturally, it has to be replied.
Yes.
No, I am very, very clear that Mr. Sinha's position is not, I am not envying that, because he has to say what he has said. It was very clear from the outset of the assumption of office by the Modi government that this government was extremely fidgety about the Rajya Sabha itself, the institution of Rajya Sabha itself. Because in the initial days of euphoria, they thought with this absolute majority for the BJP, they can do anything and everything with constitutional processes. And we have seen number of moves which are chipping at the very constitutional structure of this country. Now, this money bill is really an affront on our constitution. Now, Mr. Sinha says that speakers, now, how can a particular constitutional office be above disagreement, not to say of critiquing? Now, these are the conditions on which, as Mr. Acharya pointed out, that these condition is there that which will be a money bill, which will be declared a money bill. And as always, there is a saving clause that a speaker's decision will be final. Now the exercise of that powers under that saving clause cannot be done to completely nullify the other basic conditions which is necessary for determining the nature of the money bill.
But
So
you
I think
accept the fact. You accept the fact, Nilotpal. You accept the you accept the fact that the speaker has the last word and it cannot be
no, but at the same time it can be questioned because you see the speaker's decision is not inside the house. It is her private decision, and if that private decision is not above any consideration on the basis of which that can be questioned or challenged, I mean, I think there are legal resources.
Okay. We will come to that. Mr. Acharya, you wanted to respond to what Mr. Sinha said.
See, the point is, the Article 110, 3 should be examined in this context, in the context of what Mr. Sinha has said. You know, Article 110, 3 says that if a question arises, whether a bill is a money bill or not, then the decision of the speaker shall be final.
Right.
Okay.
That is 110.3.
Now the question is, where has this question arisen? Where should this question arise? It doesn't arise in the Lok Sabha. Well, Lok Sabha is not concerned about this. This question has to arise, and the speaker has to give a decision on that. That has not happened. The point is,
What do you mean it has not happened? What do you mean it
the
has not
question
happened?
has not been raised. Where is the question raised? It has not been raised in the Rajya Sabha. See, the point is, in the Rajya Sabha...
It was raised in the... otherwise, why did the speaker take a decision?
See, the point is, I will just explain that. Now, Rajya Sabha can discuss this only when the bill is transmitted to the Rajya Sabha.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now, when the bill is transmitted to the Rajya Sabha, it carries an endorsement by the speaker that it is a money bill.
Right.
That means the speaker has already taken a decision on
Right.
it. After that, what discussion is there about the money bill?
Right.
So, Article 110 in this context becomes very important. Article 110.3 does not relate to the endorsement of the speaker on the bill. It refers to a question that will arise, and most, I mean, in the Rajya Sabha. It can arise only in the Rajya Sabha.
It can. That's all.
Because that is the house which is concerned about it.
Right.
So it has to arise as a question. On that, PK's decision has to be obtained. Article 110.3 is not mentioning about the speaker's endorsement on the bill. So this question has to arise first. That has not happened. That's what I'm saying.
It has not yet happened. That's what you're saying.
It's not yet happened.
It's not yet happened. Rajiv Gowda, the thing is that, there are two aspects. That, as I said earlier, there is a legal constitutional aspect to it. There's a political aspect to it. And this was an issue. This was a bill. This was This was a decision which the Congress government was, very eager. You were the ones who pushed for Aadhaar, who, set up that Unique Identification Authority of India. You made Nandan Nilekani its chairman. And now what is the problem with the bill?
Oh, it's not a question of a problem with the bill. There are 2-3 issues that I'll lay out for you. One, by labeling it as a money bill, the government has essentially, it's a slap on the face of the Rajya Sabha. It is an unnecessary, unwanted provocation, not to one opposition party, but to all members, including Mr. Sinha, that basically our house does not matter, that our views and our ability to contribute to the improvement of bills is going to be pushed aside just in order to send us a signal that we know where to put you, we know where you belong in some ways. And that is a really, really unnecessary provocation. But there are, we may have come up with a UID bill in the first place that focused purely on UID, an ID, nothing more, right? Here they've tried to play some games and tried to add one element of money coming out of the consolidated fund or something like that, which really is a very, very weak justification for making it a money bill. Now, over the years, as we pay attention to different kinds of inputs, we discover that there are issues with the Aadhaar bill, even as it stands, even with the bill that we would have tried to push through. And so for example, when we talk about biometrics, right? I personally believe that we should restrict it to only the things that are collected right now. Iris scan, fingerprints, that's it. Not to, it's open-ended. It's open-ended, so they can take your DNA tomorrow. They can do something else tomorrow. Any such change should be brought before the House. These are important things. And those are the kinds of debates, those are the kinds of amendments we'd like to move, and there should be no problem for the government to accept those amendments which are constructive, which are protective of the nation's citizens' rights and privacy. All those things absolutely matter. And instead, we are going to bring it at the fag end of the first half of the budget session tomorrow, and I think it's going to be pushed through in a matter of minutes. So this is just a
Not only that,
Yeah.
if it actually unable to actually discuss that, within 15 days,
14 days. It's deemed to have been passed.
Deemed to have been passed.
So it is quite possible that if it doesn't come up in the Rajya Sabha
It becomes
tomorrow,
infructuous.
It will just get passed, and Rajya Sabha will not even have the time to, will not even have the opportunity to discuss it. Mr. Sinha, the point made by, I'll come to you, Sanjay, but before that, Mr. Sinha, the point made by Rajiv Gowda, that you are also a member of the Rajya Sabha, though you belong to the ruling party, you also belong to the Rajya Sabha. Is it not trying to undermine the Rajya Sabha? The point made by Rajiv Gowda that it's undermining the Rajya Sabha, not just the opposition party, even the ruling party members like you, who may have had some positive suggestions to make.
I really don't think so, because when bill comes to Rajya Sabha, presuming it that there will be no discussion is just a hypothesis. I mean, there should be a discussion, healthy discussion, and whatever suggestions Rajya Sabha has to make, whatever amendments they have to suggest, it should go with that, and Lok Sabha should consider it. I mean, it's a parliamentary process which should be followed. But with all due regards and respect to Nilotwal Da and Mr. Acharya, I would like to differ with them that we should not challenge the authority of the Speaker, because that is a constitutional provision, and if it is a constitutional provision and the Speaker uses her prerogative to declare a bill as a money bill, we have to respect it. Like if a ruling is given by the chairman or vice chairman in the Rajya Sabha, we all have to abide by it. Because if we don't follow a process and respect the process, how can we have a healthy debate? Parliament is for discussion and disagreement and consensus. But if we don't discuss, we don't disagree, or we don't come to a conclusion, only we adopt the policy of disruption, then naturally nothing will happen.
No, but
if
sorry, Mr.
decide that okay, we will
Mr.
allot
Sinha-
2 hours or 4 hours for discussion, I mean, the discussion is possible. There is no problem.
Mr. Sinha, is that the fear? Is that the fear? Was that the fear of the government behind this decision to consider it as a money bill? That there may be too much of obstruction in the Rajya Sabha and it may not be able to get it passed. So, or it gets delayed. Was that the reason why it was done?
No. I mean, why it was done, only speaker can tell. How can I read her mind? But the thing is that I wish and I am supporter of a healthy discussion in Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha time should be devoted in healthy discussion, not only disruption. That
Okay.
is what I am seeing for last over 1 year or so.
Okay. Nilotpal.
I think I'm afraid that Mr. Sinha will go back reading his constitution, because this is a new definition of democracy that we are listening quite often these days, that constitutional positions are beyond criticism, beyond reproach. Now, for example, Supreme Court order cannot be questioned. Supreme Court order cannot be
Challenged.
critiqued. And the other thing is that, you see, what has gone into the mind of the speaker, we don't know. Now, it is not.
Somebody approached the speaker and asked
It is
for it
not
to be made as a money
patent.
bill.
That is- no, one second.
And
Nilotpal,
Mr. Sinha is also wrong on his facts that it is a decision of the speaker.
No, that's right.
Now, why did
One
speaker
second,
take
Nilotpal,
this
let me
decision?
get.
Who asked her to
let
take
me
the
get Mr.
decision?
Acharya. Mr. Acharya, is that does the speaker take a suo motu decision on what is a bill, which bill is a money bill or not, or has she to be approached by the government or the parliamentary affairs minister? What is the procedure?
See, the government introduces a bill in the Lok Sabha as a money bill. Government treats that bill as a money bill.
So it is
That
the
why they
government's
don't-
decision.
That is why they don't introduce it in the Rajya Sabha.
Right.
They introduce it in the Lok Sabha.
No, that's the
From-
government's decision.
Yeah, from government side, it is a money bill.
Right.
But then the Constitution empowers the Speaker to examine it and give a final decision on
Okay.
it. But, yeah.
So it's not her suo motu decision to consider to declare any bill as either a money bill or not a money bill.
No. Constitution has given her this power to decide this when a question arises.
When a question arises, the question arises when the government puts before her a bill and says that this is a money bill. Okay, right, Sanjay. Coming to the issue of whether the speaker's decision on this can be challenged, because that is Mr. Sinha thinks that that once the speaker takes a decision, it cannot be challenged and it has to be accepted.
Well, the constitutional provision says that the decision of the speaker is final.
Right.
But there are other constitutional provisions also. For example, in the 10th schedule, when you have a disqualification, the decision of the speaker is said to be final. But the
Right.
Supreme Court thereafter said, no, the speaker there acts as a tribunal, and that tribunal's decision can be challenged
Right.
in courts. So equally, the extent of finality set out in Article 110, that may probably have to be decided by the courts. The decision of the speaker to certify a bill as a money bill is not a decision which is taken inside Parliament, which is traditionally a no-go area for courts.
Right.
Courts do not look into the inner functioning of Parliament. But certainly, when this act, if it becomes an act, is challenged, this question is bound to arise before a court as to whether this act was correctly passed.
Okay.
Whether it was, in fact, an act which required passing in both houses of Parliament, or whether it was, in fact, a money bill only. All these questions will come, and the finality will more or less be entirely open.
So you think that the whole issue is justiciable? That is the question which is
No,
being asked.
every act is anyway justiciable,
Every act is justiciable.
for want of legislative competence or for infringement of the fundamental rights. In addition, there will be this question which will come up directly before the court, saying, is this act at all an act? Has it been properly passed by Parliament? And that is when the question of whether it is rightly been termed a money bill or not will definitely become justiciable.
Okay, that's very interesting, Mr. Achari. Mr. Achari, the finance minister who piloted this bill in the Lok Sabha says that there are direct implications on the use of Consolidated Fund of India by the centre or the state as far as this issue is concerned. That's why it is a money bill.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Certainly, in this bill, there is a provision for making a grant for the authority which is being set up. And due appropriation will be made by Parliament and all that. These are all normal provisions in a bill which contains provisions dealing with money that will have to be paid out of the Consolidated Fund of India. But that is an incidental provision. You set up an authority, so naturally, you have to make provision for money. And where will that money come from?
It comes from the
it has to come from the Consolidated Fund of India. That is why. But here in this bill, in many clauses and even in the long title, there is a mention about Consolidated Fund of India. Perhaps
it says it's called the Aadhaar targeted delivery of financial and other subsidies, benefits and services.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In fact, that title itself, is slightly misleading in the sense this bill does not deal with the disbursement of any of these governmental benefits. It doesn't deal with that at all. This bill essentially is about giving statutory backing to Aadhaar.
Right.
And then creating an authority to deal with all the matters connected with that.
It has nothing to do with
any
subsidies
benefit.
or benefits.
There is no provision in the bill to disburse such money. There's no provision whatsoever. The only provision which deals with disbursement of money or granting of money is about for this authority. For this authority. That is all. There is no other provision.
Yes, Rajiv. No, one second.
Neelal. See, the clever lawyer in Mr. Jaitley has overcome his need to be politically astute. This was a bill that would have got support from the Congress. You would have had a majority passing this bill after discussion, after making constructive changes. And you could have passed that in the Lok Sabha as well afterwards. And so there was no reason to try and play this game, this, let me show you what I have the capacity to do. That taunting provocation was absolutely unnecessary. And it just sets, it just worsens the tone, worsens the cooperation, the atmosphere. Totally unnecessary.
I think Mr. Gowda is actually missing another aspect, which is now coming under discussion, that clause 7 and clause 52 of the bill, if you see, these give sweeping powers to government into infringe into privacy. And now, in the present context, what is being seen that right to privacy is part of the right to dissent, which is a fundamental right. Now, it is not as simple as that. This is in our movement towards making India a national security state.
No, Nilotpal, incidentally, the Supreme Court is also hearing a case as far as the privacy issues are concerned of this.
Yeah, that is why it is all the more obnoxious that when the Supreme Court is hearing such a case, this happens.
Let me get Sanjay.
No, the Supreme Court was hearing the case before a bill was passed.
Absolutely.
One of the grounds of challenge was that there was no legislative backing to Aadhaar.
Absolutely.
Now the government comes in with the legislation, but it doesn't bring the legislation through the front door after having a full discussion in Parliament. It tags it on as a money bill. If you'll give me a minute, there's a story about a boy who had to write a composition, and he mugged up his composition on the cow. But the exam paper had the question of writing about a coconut tree. So he wrote everything about the cow and then said at the end of it, you can tie your cow to the coconut tree. And that's how he made it. So that's exactly the formula out here, where it is not a money bill. But you say it is a money bill, you get the speaker to certify it, and therefore you bypass the bicameral system of Parliament.
But what happens to the case in the Supreme Court? Because as far as the legislative backing, which was not there, is now become a reality.
Yes.
So does that case become infructuous?
It could become infructuous, the petitioners there in the Supreme Court might be persuaded to withdraw the petition and say, file a fresh petition in the light of changed circumstances. So that has also probably been planned for in advance, because quite frankly, many of the petitioners who came before the Supreme Court during a Congress regime were people who were sympathizers of the BJP.
Okay, that is-
I don't see the court proceedings going much further now.
Okay, Mr. Sinha, how would you react to what Rajiv Gowda said? That if only the government had thought that had taken the opposition into confidence, brought the bill in a normal manner into the Rajya Sabha, got the suggestions and recommendations of the House, and then made whatever changes had to be made, and waited for a couple of months more, how would it have made a difference?
Actually, whatever Mr. Rajiv Gowda is saying, his leadership has to agree with that. I don't think a unanimity in their leadership, whatever the majority of the parliamentarian in Congress party think and believe, the leadership doesn't believe in it. Majority of parliamentarians still feel that parliament should run like it should run.
No, what is the
Now,
no?
the
So what are
question
it?
is that whether this bill should be given a chance to come as a money bill or not a money bill. Why to discuss it when it has come as a money bill and it has been certified by the Speaker as a money bill? Let us accept it as a money bill, have a healthy discussion and pass it.
It is setting a very wrong precedent, and it is not a healthy move at all on the part of the government. You see that we, in the last budget session, and even in this budget session, we have passed many bills. And we have worked together on the real estate bill and really strengthened it in the Rajya Sabha with the select committee. You saw what the discussion was just a few days ago. So we are able to work together. We are able to improve legislation. We are able to address these concerns, serious concerns that Nilotpal Basu has raised. All these things. And that should be the spirit with which we work. And pointing fingers is not going to help, or saying it's a fait accompli. It should not have been brought in this manner in the first place. It's a very big disappointment.
Additionally, Mr. Sinha is not only responding to Rajiv Gowda, but he has to
No,
also
Rajiv,
respond.
discussion
Just a
we had in
minute, just a
real
minute,
estate
Mr.
bill, you
Sinha,
were
just a
also
minute.
present, I was also present.
Just-
It was a very healthy discussion.
No, that is-
Just
exactly, that's what he said, sir.
Let us not
All the
digress. I am saying
Very quickly, sir.
you have
Majority of
to
parties
respond not
gave
only
the
to
support
Rajiv
to that
Gowda,
bill. I
but
think we
the
are thankful,
recommendations of
thankful.
the Finance Standing Committee, which was headed by Jashwant Sinha and raised very many serious concerns. But unlike you, the earlier government, at least the due must be given that they got the bill processed to the Standing Committee, and after the recommendations that the government should go back to the drawing
Okay.
board and redraw
Okay.
the bill, they did not proceed further.
Okay,
unlike
okay,
you.
Nilotpal. Well, on that note, we need to end. But this, as most of my panelists say, that there is a doubt about whether this is a money bill or not. But it is more or less a fait accompli. But Sanjay Hegde feels that there is still some scope for some kind of justiciability as far as this is concerned. We'll wait and watch what will happen. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue, the big picture, same time.